Good morning, Top Fan Rivalry followers, and happy Friday to you. Okay. Now, I just got to tell you, I brought you the best. Okay. If you're listening to the audio side of this, great. You're going to enjoy this. If you're listening to it on YouTube, you're going to get to see what we look like. We all have faces for radio. Sorry about that. Hi, Mom. Anyways, we got we got a new show. We got the odd couple. We got Mikey Bleeds Blue, a huge Dodger fan. We got Big Dave, a huge Astro fan. And somehow or another, these two guys are going to be on it and having a good time. Now, we're going to break it up into two segments before I introduce these boys. The first portion of the show will be what we're going to call debate topics. These are topics that I've selected that I know these guys will have differences of opinion because that's who they are. And then we're going to end the segment or end the show with a segment called Do You Need a Hug? And that's something where I think that they can agree on. So, don't forget Big Dave's got a shirt that says, I can give you a hug or something like that. It was offering free hugs in Vegas at FanFest. So, boys, happy Friday. How are you guys doing?
Happy Friday. Doing well.
It is a great Friday here in the lovely town. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, listen,
how's it going? Still raining here, I'll tell you that.
It's still raining here too, Dave. I passed Noah today when I was going for my walk. I mean, it's been pretty bad raining out here, but you guys got that freezing cold stuff a couple of weeks ago where it was like 28 degrees or something like that, didn't you, Dave?
Oh, yeah, we had our full 6 weeks of winter. It's come and gone. Puxatawny Phil was right. It'll be 80 degrees by the end of the week here. We are done with cold weather. And if you could smell the fame for baseball. So it's a great time here in town. The weather's nice. And, we've got everybody in camp. And I'm here with such great company, even if y'all are Dodger fans. So, I mean, there you go, people. We're bringing it together before we tear each other down. It's the compliment sandwich thing where I'm trying to lay it down nice before I drag these guys through the mud.
Here we go.
Good job, Stewie, with the compliment sandwich there.
Hey.
There you go. All right, boys, let's start it out. If we were going to say who's the best in the West, Astros or Dodgers this season, what are you going to say? Mikey, we're going to let you start out with that.
Well, I think it's pretty much plain and simple. The Dodgers are the best. It's the Dodgers and 29 other teams, basically. So that's where we land with that.
Good. There you go, Mike. What do you think, Dave?
All right, spent $2 billion. I get it. You're leading the power rankings. I get it. You got Shohei, the Ohtani effect, and $80 tickets in the cheap seats. I get it. Okay, but the best in the West, the road to the World Series still goes through Union Station, still runs right down through Houston, Texas. The Astros will fly away with the AL West this year en route to whoever it is we play in the World Series. I want it to be the Dodgers. I want a little bit of that 2017 rub again because I will fully go to Chavez Ravine with a trash can for the playoffs if I have to. I have no fear and I have no sense. But no, the Astros have one thing that the Dodgers don't this year. And that's no pressure. Okay. Everybody got the South Oklahoma Rangers and their World Series title and their subsequent Little League championship parade. I'm waiting to see on ring night if they give out ring pops to the public because, clearly their marketing department dropped the ball on that. But the Astros have no pressure. We have one of the most potent lineups in the leagues, and the only offensive discrepancy we had was at catcher, and we've upgraded that. Not to mention, we signed Josh Hader, so combined with Bobby Abreu, Ryan Presley and Josh Hader, you better have a lead when you're playing the Astros going into the seventh, because it might be over and done by the time we get into our bullpen. So I think, of course, call me a homer, call me what you want, but the proof is in the pudding. The Astros will once again be best in the West.
We call you guys second best in the state of Texas, really, is what we call you.
Well, I wouldn't expect any less. Who it may be something in the Pantone coloring. I don't know what it is, but even a dead clock's right twice a day. So I'll give you that one.
So Mikey, just so that you know, I'm in Houston last year and I'm driving with an Astro fan and a Dodger fan. And the Astro fan is saying a few things, and the Dodger fan gives it right back to the Astro fan. And then the Astro fan gave it back to the Dodger fan. And we're going to my hotel, and we're passing by Minute Maid Park on the left-hand side. And just to back up my brother, my Dodger fan, I said, look, that's where the home of the world champion 2023. Oh, my bad. Wrong stadium for Texas. My bad. And that didn't work out very well in my favor because we were in their car. So that wasn't good. But, you got to do what you got to do. Now, Mikey, I will tell you one thing. The one thing that Texas has up on us here in California. Ready for this, Mikey?
Yes.
Buc-ee's. They got Buc-ee's. If you haven't heard of Buc-ee's, they got Buc-ee's.
Yes. No.
Brisket sandwich.
I've never heard of Buc-ee's.
When you get off the plane here, Mikey, or when you touch down and get out of the car, you holler at me. We will put all our differences aside, and we will go into Buc-ee's, and I will show you the extravagance that it is. If there was ever anything you ever needed or wanted with the state of Texas flag on it, you can find anything and everything there. I'm sure there's 1,001 things, but it is the best gas station in the world, and by far the most superb traveling restrooms you will ever find on a trip.
Mikey, they got pulled pork sandwiches that are amazing. They got these things called beaver nuggets that are fantastic. Yes, we got something going on.
It's better than the Wawa. That's what I've heard.
There you go. All right, so back to the debate topics, boys. Okay, so we discovered who the best in the West is. We got a 50-50 draw there. So now, Dave, you lead this one off since Mikey led the last one off. Who's got the better fan base, the Astros or the Dodgers?
Okay. Now, I'm going to need y'all to listen to me on this one, okay? Now, I know y'all got history on your side. I know that you traveled from Brooklyn. I know you trolley Dodgers. I know there's history there. I get it. From Koufax to Drysdale to Hirsch to Fernando Mania. I get it. But the Astros' newest fans, because let's be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of Astros fans in town until 2017. But when they got here, they fan hard. Okay? We win, we fan, we love it. We lose, we wear our hearts on our sleeve. I think we're very passionate about it. That being said, there are idiots. And while I could sit here and just pile on about Dodger fans, we have a few idiot Astros fans, but don't let the few apples spoil the bunch, okay? You come down to Minute Maid Park, you get a dose of the Southern hospitality. Yeah, we're going to rub your nose in a little bit when we got you up 7-0 in the third inning. But hey, get some brisket nachos, get you El Tiempo margarita, sit down and chill. Seventh inning, we're going to sing Deep in the Heart of Texas. And, it's just going to be a great environment. I don't think there has ever been anybody, and I dare them to at me to fill up my inbox to comment here, that went to an Astros game at Minute Maid Park and had a bad time, unless you, of course, were a Dodger fan in 2017. But regardless, I digress. The Astros, of course, got the best fan base, okay? And just because I know you got some guys out there that are in some type of nation that tend to be not the guys for those guys.
Okay. So, Mikey, what do you say to that?
Well, I mean, I let my team, the Dodgers, do the talking. Basically, no matter what stadium the Dodgers play at, I've heard them all talk about it. Freddie Freeman, all of them, and they're like, they feel at home because there's so many Dodger fans at every stop they go to. And Bill, you and I have seen it firsthand, even in San Francisco, just on the march to the park. I mean,
Mhm.
you're walking down the streets, and you see more blue than Giants fans in San Francisco. So I let our fan base do our talking. We've seen them on national TV, the flags out there. Yeah, we have history on our side. We've had generations of Dodgers fans, whether it be New York to LA, what have you. So, we have had more time to get our ducks in a row with our fans, and he's right. There's, every fan base has those fans that you kind of wish didn't represent the team you like sometimes. So, but yeah, definitely the Dodgers fan base.
Okay, so we gotta draw the. We're going to the scorecards. Unfortunately, we brought 4 judges today, so we gotta draw on both of these. So, Mikey, lead me off here, and you can't just say the Dodgers. You gotta give me a reason why and or a record why. Final question on the debate topic. So we've talked about who's best in the West, who's got the best fan base. Now, Mikey, are the Dodgers going to finish higher than the Astros, or are the Astros going to finish higher than the Dodgers as far as records?
Well, as Dave said earlier, I would love to see it be the Astros, but since they're not even, we will be in the World Series, and probably prevail.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's the same thing you said last season, right? And then that playoff thing kind of derailed the thing there. Look, yeah, Texas won last year. The South Oklahoma team got one. That's called us giving them charity. We were 1 game away from going to the World Series. We took care of our sister city, be us so bad they hate us because they ain't us. So we went on. We threw them a little bone there. Now gone back to being mediocre. I'm calling it right here. The first episode of The Odd Couple, the returning champions will not make the playoffs this year. You heard it here first. I think Seattle jumps them in the standings, but I'm telling you, the Astros are going to walk away with this division. It's not even going to be close. We're close to extending Kyle Tucker. Anyway, the Astros are poised for another 95 to 100 wins. Granted, look, I get it. You guys got a starting rotation that is one for the ages, okay? And that's without whatever happens with Kershaw. I love baseball, so I do want to see Kershaw go out on his own terms. I don't want the last memory of him going out was that last pitch thing, his last game. But I really think, I'm telling you, the Astros have no pressure. And to be honest, it's kind of open this year with the new schedule. We're going to play a lot of teams that both clubs, the Dodgers and Astros, should be to worrying if we get swept by a Milwaukee team, at one part of the season. The Astros are still going to be there. We're built for the playoffs. We get McCullers back. We get Garcia back after the All-Star break. I'd say take their time, come back around August, make the playoff push, and let's get what America wants is the Astros-Dodgers rematch. And I think
We can
the
agree
ratings.
right there.
What's that?
That's right. You guys can agree right
the
there.
ratings would go through the roof. It would be one of the most watched World Series. It's going to be tight. I bet the difference between the Astros and the Dodgers this year would be less than 5 games.
Okay. So you're saying the Astros are going to have a better record than the Dodgers, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to do. I will put a little skin in this. Okay, you ready? I'm going to put a little skin in this game. Okay. If the Dodgers have a better record than the Astros, you head on over to Buc-ee's and you send Mikey some beaver nuggets. Okay, Mikey, this is the best treat you'll ever have. This like caramelized popcorn is amazing. Okay. We'll figure out something on the other side if the Dodgers
Will they keep for the trip?
Yeah. But here's the thing. If you're wrong, Dave, where as you call them, the South Oklahoma Rangers miss the playoffs, then it's dunk tank for you next year, FanFest.
Did he say they would flat out miss wouldn't even make it to the playoffs?
The Rangers are not making the wild card this year. They will not be in it. I fear that in the AL West, it won't take real long rotation being hurt. Yes, they're going to get Scherzer back. Yes, they're going to get DeGrom back. But will it be too late by then? I'm telling you,
and
the
for
Astros.
How long?
Huh?
And for how long? I mean, DeGrom has proven year in and year out he can't even stay healthy. So
yeah. They lost Chapman. They still might lose Montgomery. Corey Seager can't do it all himself. And
he's battling, I think, a sports hernia or something right now.
Yep, it's not looking good in South Oklahoma. Sorry, Val. I hate to do that to you, but they're not making the playoffs. If they do miss the playoffs, Bill's going in the dunk tank.
No. That's you. That's you.
No, I'm saying if the Rangers miss the playoffs, since you threw the skin down on a team that you're not affiliated with, you got to catch some repercussions on this.
Here's how this is going to work. If the Dodgers have a better record, than the Astros, you're mailing Mikey beaver nuggets because he hasn't been Buc-ee's yet. Okay. That's on you. If the Astros have a better, I'm going to get in the dunk tank. Okay. But here's the thing. If the Rangers miss the playoffs, you're getting in the dunk tank too there, big boy.
If the Rangers miss the playoffs, that's my call. What are you talking about?
If the Rangers make the playoffs, okay. I'm sorry.
See, just like a Dodger fan, you're trying to change the rules in the middle of the game here. Yeah. All right. I bet you always like to be banker when playing Monopoly. I bet you were stashing money, weren't you?
Uh-huh.
Now I know
where the whole finance guy about stashing money.
Yeah. No. Look, I'm down. We'll even go deeper than that. We'll see who goes the furthest. Okay. And then we'll involve, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to mail Mikey a Astros hat to take a picture of, and he can change his Facebook profile. I mean, his Instagram.
Would never. So I don't want it. I would never wear anything other than my team. So I'm already.
I can't even be mad at that. That was a big thing we would do for the hat guys. We'll figure it out. Being all jokes aside, you know what? I'm honored to call you guys my friends. You're one of the few Dodger friends that I have. Shout out to my boy Danny. But knowing you guys is actually it's going to make this season so fun to watch. Each time we play head to head, I expect the text message just to go off, to be back and forth. But yeah, it's going to be good. The Astros and the boys in blue there are poised for great runs this year. I think, like I said, the Dodgers have a little more pressure on them. It's win now. I've been talking to Bill before in the past, and I think you've definitely got to make a run this year, and you've got to win 3 out of the next 5 to 7 for it to kind of be. I know you've got Shohei locked down for 10, but you don't want to wait till year 7 to start making your push,
Yeah, we got him for a while. Our window's not small. So
how long did y'all lock up Yama for?
5.
Okay.
Was it 5 or 8?
Oh, I'm not sure. then.
I think it was 5
Yeah,
with
no, hey,
some
your
options.
window's there, but like I said, you're in that big media market, and
Yeah.
if you guys stumble, the vultures will be out. They'll be hollering at you guys, and that's kind of what happens here too. Ranger fans will be all over us. God forbid they win a second title before we're in Houston, but no fear, because I'm, like I said, I'm calling my shot like the great Hambino out there in the Sandlot. Astros walking away with the AL West. Rangers missed the playoffs. Mariners make a big move this year. And, let's see if the Dodgers can hold the chalk. You know what I'm saying? They've got all the preseason awards and power rankings going to them. They won the offseason free agent battle, which is fine. I'd rather see the Dodgers overspend than the Yankees. So we don't have to worry about y'all until November, end of October. So it'll be fun.
Okay. Well, there you go. So we've got
Indeed.
the debate topics out. Now we're gonna get into Do You Need a Hug segment. Boys, true or false, Major League Baseball has just gone a little too far with all these rules. You got the ghost runner and the extra innings, you got the disengagement, you got the pitch clock, you got all kinds of different rules that have come in. Do we feel like we've gone too far?
Definitely. Yeah, there's so many changes. Abner Doubleday is turning over in his grave. Sad.
A couple of phrases came to mind. Back when we dealt with our 2017, yes, we cheated, the trash cans, the sign stealing. Yes, I get it. The phrase that I kept hearing was the integrity of the game. Okay. And I'm far from what you would call a baseball purist. I'm all for change. Man, if done right. But I think that the whole pace of play is the other phrase that comes to mind that Manfred's been absolutely obsessed with. And we're talking about, we got to knock off 7 minutes. If 7 minutes is really bothering a major league broadcast, then I think the networks need to lighten up a little bit, because you're taking away from the aspects of the game. And not to mention injuries. I mean, you've got pitchers that are now dealing with the pitch count that now has even gotten shorter by 2 seconds with runners on. That's one of the new rules. You got guys changing mechanics, and pitchers are a fickle sort. They're very, regimented. They go at their procedure, their warm up, their pitching days, their days off. Everything included with the wind up and everything from the feet all the way through the exchange, the hip, the throw. Luis Garcia, the Astros, comes to mind. The guy who used to rock the baby. He had to change his whole pitching momentum. Now, maybe it's because he played too much baseball, World Baseball Classic, but I think, just like I said, one of those rule changes is making them change things, and it's changing too much. And at the end, to save 10 minutes.
Yeah. Look at Johnny Cueto and what he used to do. He can't do all of his stuff. Yeah.
And that was part of the game. That was, watching a batter get frustrated with the pitcher taking his time, or a team that's got 2 runners on, that's got 3 straight hits. You want to break that up. You want to take your time. You want to get him off of his momentum. You want to change it up. It's no different than the batter stepping out of the box. Subtle advantages taken wherever you can is enriched in the game. And like I said, for the end, go ahead.
And it's other things like, I mean, I got to grow up with, I'm going to say, the best announcer in baseball history. I mean, Vin Scully was just amazing. They got stuff away. The cool stories that some of these guys would have about players, and everything is so rushed now that they can hardly get a word in edgewise outside of just calling the game. So it's a lot of little things that they think it might improve the speed of play, but we're losing a lot too. We're losing some history.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vin is a natural treasure. That's one thing that I'll agree on with you Dodgers guys. Vin Scully. We had our own. We had Milo Hamilton, who was phenomenal in the booth. Another old school guy, and it's like you said, the storytellers. What would it be like without hearing a certain call? Because they're emotionally invested and they're talking about what they know and what they see, not just reporting on a hit. And like I said, for the end game and the pace of play is one of the things that they're really pushing. And it's like you're not even cutting off significant time. That guess what? This thing may go 3.5 hours. God forbid we hit extra innings. I'm one of these guys. I don't leave the games. I've sat at drummings where we're down 15-3, and it's like, well, let's just finish it out. We got fireworks after the game. Come on,
Yeah, and the other thing, you can't even. I don't know what I'm sure Houston's the same. I mean, our attendances for all our home games, we're averaging about 47,000 a game. On the weekends, they're sellouts. You get up to want to go get a soda, you're missing 3 innings. I mean, plain and simple. If you want to eat or drink and you have to get up to.
Yeah, no. And that just hurts the fans, in the end, that's who it affects more. And
I mean, if they're going to do something like that, they got to start having, people come take your order, and they need to do something because it's not fair. I know when we went to Bill and I went to a Giants Dodgers game last year in San Francisco, and I think my sister and maybe Amber missed 3 or 4 innings of the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, it happens. Same thing down here. You average so many fans, the concourses are packed, Heck, I used to love watching baseball in the summer because I could fall asleep and take 3 naps and wake up and it'd still be the top of the 8th. You mess around, fall asleep twice, you didn't miss the whole thing. You're watching the recap,
I used to joke with Amber when Framber was on the mound, doing this whole, like, all this stuff that he used to do, take like 45 minutes in between pitches. And she knew that I hated missing pitches. And so I got up one time to make some dinner and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I got 10 minutes before this guy throws his next pitch." Now, not so much anymore. Right.
And look, Framber had an off year last year because of that. I mean, you're affecting players' performance. You're hurting the fans' perspective. You're taking away from what's a dying art anyway, is the broadcaster, is the play-by-play guy. There are not that many guys anymore that do it like the classics did, and that's just because they were brought up differently. It's a stats and scores kind of broadcast.
Kind of scenario. 100%. It drives me nuts, but you get it through, right? And it is what it is. It's a new set of games, and you have to laugh about it, right?
Nothing I said about Vince Scully.
What's that?
Nothing I said about Vince Scully. I mean, Joe Davis has been. I mean, for anyone to have the pressure that man did to come in and take over that job, I mean, he's done a really good job. I mean, no one's ever going to replace Vin. I mean, it's Vin's booth. It's named after Vin. But this guy has come in and as about as seamlessly as you could probably do it, he's done it.
Yeah. And it's great that you get to live it. Can you imagine Harry Carey being put on a time clock? How much stuff would you have missed from that old that classic voice from the booth?
Boy, he'd have to really slam those drinks.
Oh man, it was always great. See, growing up here, we had cable. We were fortunate to have cable early on. One of the first families here that had cable, I guess. I mean, we got it. It was baseball because it was on during the day, and this announcer would start off in the first inning fine. This is a great day here at Wrigley Field. And by the end, oh my God, did you see what Ryan Sandberg did there? He's just off the rails. It was great. I missed that kind of stuff. Like I said, we had Milo Hamilton down here, Ben Scully. Anything other than Joe Buck, and I'm good with. Okay, I'll be honest.
I would say anything better than Steve Lyons. Man, that guy. Anybody that drops their drawers after a head first slide into first base doesn't get a lot of respect from me.
That I missed the great Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
Bob had a great cadence to his voice there.
Yeah, you missed Harry Doyle is what you're saying.
Harry Doyle, the great.
Right.
You can't say that on here. Nobody's listening.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
All we got is one doggone hit. You can't say doggone in the air. I don't worry about it. Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening.
Well, boys, I hope everybody's enjoyed the first ever episode of The Odd Couple. We had some debate topics today. The judges, I just got a ruling. The judges called it a draw today. But we're going to wait and see what the fans say. And so this will air, or this aired this morning, this Friday, and we'll have to, you guys will have to tell us what you think. And
I'll tell you right now, this is about as cordial an episode as you're going to get. Pretty much after this one, the gloves are off now. So,
yeah, no, this is all handshakes and the cordial, getting the pleasantries out of the way. Like I said, it's a compliment sandwich from here on. Of course, this means war. It's going to be a good season. MLB just finished their top 100 of the game right now, and the Astros and the Dodgers both have 7 out of the top 100. And the last, I think, 8 World Series winners have had at least 5. So we're on track there. The Braves outnumber us. I think they have 9. But they'll fall out in the first round. I'm not worried about them. Philly will take care of those for them. But yeah, man, it's going to be a great long with the boys in blue there. I'm not quite sure if we're playing here or there with this new schedule. I'll have to check it out, but I definitely look forward to actually catching a game with you guys one time here in the near future.
Yeah, I know we definitely go there because I went with Bill last year, and we with Juice Box. Jackie was with us too. So,
yeah, I'm not sure. I want to say I was reading into it, and I think it's going to be depending, like the NFL schedule. You'll play so many people more than once a year. Some people you may just play one series a year. So, if we don't play here next year or there next year, it'll be the next year type thing. So, yeah, it'll look good. Mikey, I look forward to it, my man. I know you can dish it and take it and put it out just as good as I can. You're passionate about your team, which is what Top Fan is all about. And we're level-headed enough that we know that this is all in good, clean fun. May get kind of nasty, but you know what? That's what hugs are for after the season. So
that's right.
Bill, I do want to take 1 second. And on behalf of myself and the rest of Astros Nation, thank you for a future Hall of Famer named Yordan Alvarez. We'd like to thank you and the rest of the Dodgers organization for taking Josh Fields off our hands. I appreciate it. Mikey, whatever you had to do with that, I appreciate it as well. But yeah, man, it's going to be a great season. Y'all tune in for The Odd Couple. You never know what'll happen. And I'm pretty sure we will find things to argue about the whole season.
Mikey, that's what I was expecting to come out.
Welcome to break bread with the Dodger Nation anytime.
Yes.
I look forward to it. I've never been to Chavez Ravine. It is one of the most beautiful ballparks I've ever seen in a photo. So I look forward to it. And I know that I got the big guy there, Mikey, to keep me safe and sound, to keep all the idiots off of me. So it should be good. And needless to say, whenever you touch down in H-Town, come get you a big old dose of this Southern hospitality. We'll get you some barbecue and some beaver nuggets. And, we'll do the thing. It's going to be a great season.
There you
go. Agreed.
All right, boys. It's like they said, this is going to be the last part of it being cordial. It's going to, I mean, every now from here on out for the next 7 months, we got scores, we got injury updates, we got all kinds of fun stuff happening. So I'm looking forward to it. And I appreciate both of you spending time with me this morning. Let's go out and make it happen. Have a great Friday.
Go Stros.